Turn on a television in Tokyo or Mumbai or Lagos or Sao Paulo, and there's a strong chance you'll see American movies or American TV shows or local productions that are copying American formats. And walk through a shopping mall anywhere on earth and you'll hear American pop music playing, and American brands being sold, and American fashion trends being copied. And here's what makes this absolutely insane, because the United States represents only 4% of the world's population, but American entertainment generates over 70% of global box office revenue, and American music dominates streaming platforms in almost every country, and American TV shows are dubbed into dozens of languages and watched by billions, and we're talking about a level of cultural influence that has never existed in human history, because even the British Empire at its peak never got people in colonized countries to voluntarily adopt British culture the way people today voluntarily consume American entertainment. And here's the part that seems impossible to explain, because American culture isn't imposed through military force or government policy. It spreads because people actively choose it over their own local entertainment, and a teenager in Seoul will listen to American hip-hop instead of Korean traditional music, and a family in France will watch American superhero movies instead of French cinema, and young people in Brazil will wear American streetwear brands instead of local fashion. And the question that cultural critics obsess over is how American entertainment became so dominant that it effectively colonized global popular culture without any formal mechanism of control. And the answer involves 6 specific reasons that work together, like a system where each element amplifies the others. And when you understand these 6 mechanisms, you'll see that American cultural dominance isn't about quality or artistic merit. It's about structural advantages that make American entertainment products nearly impossible to compete against. And the first reason is something that sounds purely economic but actually drives everything else. And that's the enormous scale of the American domestic market, which allows entertainment companies to recoup costs at home before international release. And this creates a financial advantage that competitors in smaller countries simply cannot match. And here's how this works. Because producing a high-quality movie or TV show or music album requires massive upfront investment, and a Hollywood blockbuster might cost $200 million to produce and another $100 million to market, and a prestige TV series might cost $15 million per episode, and a major music album might cost several million with production and promotion. And these costs are fixed regardless of how many people watch or listen. And the key advantage for American producers is that they can recoup most or all of these costs from the domestic American market alone. And think about what this means strategically, because the United States has 330 million people with the highest median income in the world and a shared language and culture, and this creates a market large enough that a successful movie can earn $500 million domestically, and a hit TV show can generate billions in domestic advertising and streaming revenue, and a popular album can go multi-platinum just from American sales. And compare this to producers in other countries. Because a French film studio making a movie for the French market is limited to 67 million potential viewers, and most of them don't go to movies frequently, and ticket prices are lower than in America. And this means the maximum possible revenue is much smaller, and therefore the budget must be smaller, and smaller budgets mean lower production values and less impressive visual effects and fewer famous actors and less sophisticated marketing. And here's the compounding effect, because once American producers recoup costs domestically, they can sell internationally at almost pure profit, because the marginal cost of distributing a movie or song is nearly zero. And this means American companies can undercut local competitors on price while still maintaining higher production quality, and a Hollywood studio can license a film to a Brazilian distributor for less than it would cost to produce an equivalent Brazilian film. And the Brazilian distributor chooses the American film because it's cheaper and looks more expensive, and this creates a cycle where American entertainment floods global markets and starves local industries of revenue. And the second reason is what actually makes American entertainment products look and sound better than alternatives. And that's the concentration of top talent in American entertainment hubs, particularly Los Angeles and New York and Nashville. And this concentration creates expertise and infrastructure that doesn't exist anywhere else. And here's why. Geographic concentration matters so much for entertainment because making high-quality content requires bringing together dozens of specialized skills from cinematography to sound design to special effects to costume design to musical arrangement. And in Los Angeles, there are thousands of people who specialize in each of these areas, and they work together repeatedly and develop techniques and standards that become industry-leading. And think about the ecosystem in Hollywood, because there are specialty companies that do nothing but visual effects, and they employ hundreds of artists who work on multiple films per year. And this constant practice makes them incredibly skilled. And there are sound studios with equipment worth millions and engineers who have mixed hundreds of albums. And there are cinematographers who have shot dozens of major productions and know exactly how to light scenes and frame shots. And this accumulated expertise is embedded in the local economy and can't be easily replicated because it took decades to develop. And compare this to other countries which might have talented individuals but don't have the concentration and specialization that creates world-class production capabilities. And a director in Germany might have trouble finding a visual effects team with Hollywood-level skills, and a music producer in Japan might struggle to get the same sound quality because there aren't enough specialized mastering engineers. And here's the talent magnet effect. Because the concentration of expertise attracts more talent, because ambitious filmmakers and musicians and actors from around the world move to Los Angeles or New York, because that's where the opportunities are. And this brain drain means that even countries with strong cultural traditions lose their best talent to America. And think about specific examples, because many of the top directors working in Hollywood today are foreign-born, including Alfonso Cuarón from Mexico and Denis Villeneuve from Canada and Bong Joon-ho from South Korea. And they moved to Hollywood because that's where they could access the budgets and the talent and the distribution networks to realize their visions. And the same pattern exists in music, where producers and artists from around the world collaborate with American labels and studios, because that's the path to global success. And this creates a self-reinforcing cycle where success breeds more success, because talented people want to work where other talented people are. And the third reason is something that operates invisibly, but explains why American stories resonate globally, and that's the multicultural nature of American society, which means American entertainment has always had to appeal to diverse audiences. And this created narrative techniques and universal themes that translate across cultural boundaries. And here's how this works, because the United States is an immigrant nation with significant populations from every continent and American. Entertainment companies learned early that to succeed domestically, they needed to create content that could appeal to people with different cultural backgrounds. And this meant focusing on universal human experiences like family and love and conflict and ambition, rather than culture-specific references that only some audiences would understand. And think about how this shapes storytelling. Because American movies tend to focus on individual heroes overcoming obstacles, which is a narrative structure that works in any culture, rather than stories deeply embedded in specific national histories or social contexts that foreign audiences wouldn't understand. And American pop music focuses on universal themes like romance and partying and personal empowerment rather than culturally specific topics. And this universality makes American entertainment easy to export because it doesn't require deep cultural knowledge to enjoy. And compare this to entertainment from more homogeneous societies, which often assumes shared cultural context. And a Japanese film might reference social hierarchies and cultural practices that seem natural to Japanese viewers, but confuse foreign audiences. And a Bollywood film might incorporate cultural elements that resonate in India, but feel alien elsewhere. And here's the mechanism that makes this a permanent advantage, because American entertainment companies have spent over a century learning how to create content for diverse audiences. And this expertise is embedded in their creative processes. And even when other countries try to create universally appealing content, they're often imitating American templates, because those are the proven formulas. And beyond the narrative techniques, there's also the representation factor, because American entertainment includes people who look like audiences around the world. And a viewer in Nigeria can see Black American actors, and a viewer in Mexico can see Latino American actors, and a viewer in India can see Indian American actors. In this representation creates identification in ways that entertainment from homogeneous societies cannot. And the fourth reason is what actually killed local film and music industries in dozens of countries, and that's the American mastery of marketing and distribution systems that treat entertainment as a global business. rather than a national cultural product. And here's why distribution expertise matters more than creative quality. Because even the best content is worthless if people don't know it exists. And American entertainment companies pioneered techniques for building awareness and generating demand on a global scale. And think about how a Hollywood blockbuster gets released, because the marketing campaign starts months before release with carefully timed trailers and social media promotion and celebrity interviews and merchandise tie-ins. And the movie opens simultaneously in thousands of theaters across dozens of countries. And this coordinated global release creates cultural events that dominate conversation, and the scale of marketing spend is enormous. Because studios will spend $100 million marketing a major film, and this buys saturation coverage across television and internet and billboards. And this spending overwhelms local competitors, who might spend $1 million or less on marketing. And compare this to how local films in most countries get distributed, because they typically open in limited release in their home country. And marketing budgets are tiny, and distribution is handled by small companies without global networks. And even if the film is excellent, most potential viewers never hear about it. And here's the structural advantage: because American studios are vertically integrated, meaning they control production and distribution and exhibition. And this integration allows coordination that independent producers can't match. And Disney owns both the studios that make Marvel films and significant portions of the distribution networks that show them. And this control means they can guarantee screen time and optimize release dates and coordinate marketing across platforms and beyond theatrical distribution. There's the streaming revolution, which American companies also dominate, because Netflix and Amazon Prime and Disney Plus have global reach and spend billions on content and local streaming services. In most countries can't compete with the content libraries and the marketing budgets and the recommendation algorithms. And this means even people who want to support local entertainment end up subscribing to American platforms, because that's where the content is. And the fifth reason is something that seems almost unfair, and it's the English language advantage, which makes American entertainment immediately accessible to billions of people worldwide who speak English as a first or second language. And this creates a built-in global audience that entertainment in other languages can't match. And here's why language matters more than people realize: because over 1.5 billion people speak English at some level, and this includes most of the educated middle class in former British colonies like India and Nigeria and Kenya and South Africa, and it includes hundreds of millions who learned English as a second language in Europe and Asia and the Americas, and American movies and TV shows and songs in English can reach all of these people without any translation or dubbing. And this immediate accessibility creates massive advantages. And think about the math: because an American TV show released in English can potentially reach audiences in the United States and United Kingdom and Canada and Australia and New Zealand and India and dozens of other countries without any additional production costs. And compare this to a Korean drama or a French film or a Brazilian telenovela, which requires subtitling or dubbing to reach foreign audiences. And this additional cost reduces profitability, and dubbing often feels awkward, and subtitles create barriers for some viewers. And beyond the direct language advantage, there's also the cultural imperialism aspect, because as American entertainment dominates global markets, English becomes increasingly essential for participating in global popular culture. And young people around the world learn English partly because they want to understand American movies and songs without translation. And this creates a feedback loop where English fluency increases demand for English language content, which reinforces the dominance of American entertainment. And here's the network effect: because once English becomes the dominant language of global entertainment, everyone who wants to reach a global audience has an incentive to produce content in English. And this is why many international artists now sing in English even when it's not their native language, and why film directors from non-English countries often make English language films to access global markets. And the sixth and final reason brings everything together, and it's the role of American entertainment in projecting an idealized lifestyle that people around the world aspire to. And this aspirational quality makes American culture attractive in ways that go beyond the entertainment itself, and creates desire for American products and values and ways of life. And here's how this works: because American movies and TV shows don't just tell stories, they showcase a lifestyle of abundance and freedom. And individualism and mobility that contrasts sharply with conditions in many countries. And American entertainment shows large houses and new cars and diverse friend groups and casual attitudes toward authority and sexual freedom and consumer choice and geographic mobility. And for audiences living in more constrained societies, this vision is powerfully attractive. And think about what American entertainment communicates. Because even when depicting ordinary Americans, it shows a material standard of living that's aspirational for much of the world. And the typical American home in a sitcom is larger and better equipped than what middle-class families in most countries can afford. And American teenagers in high school shows have cars and freedom that teenagers elsewhere can't imagine. And American adults in dramas have career mobility and romantic options that seem fantastical in more traditional societies. And this creates what cultural critics call the American dream mythology, where America represents possibility and reinvention and success. And here's the mechanism that makes this so powerful. Because the aspirational quality of American entertainment creates desire not just for the entertainment itself, but for American products and brands and lifestyles. And a teenager in Thailand who watches American shows wants to wear American brands and listen to American music and adopt American slang. And this cultural influence translates directly into economic power, because American companies can sell products globally by associating them with the lifestyle shown in American entertainment. And Nike and Apple and Starbucks benefit enormously from being featured in American movies and TV shows, because that placement creates global brand awareness and desire. And compare this to entertainment from other countries, which often depicts more modest lifestyles or focuses on social criticism rather than aspiration. And European films frequently show ordinary people dealing with mundane problems. And Asian dramas often emphasize family duty and social obligation. And these themes might be more realistic, but they're less appealing to audiences seeking escapism and fantasy. And here's why: all 6 of these reasons together create cultural dominance that's essentially unbreakable, because the massive domestic market provides financial advantages that allow higher production budgets, and geographic concentration of talent creates superior production quality, and multicultural society generates universal narratives that cross borders, and sophisticated distribution creates global awareness. And English language provides immediate access to billions, and aspirational content creates desire that goes beyond entertainment. And these 6 mechanisms reinforce each other in ways that compound over time, because financial success allows hiring better talent, which improves quality, which enables better distribution, which increases revenue, which funds bigger budgets, and the ecosystem is self-sustaining and grows stronger with each cycle. And this explains why American culture dominates movies, with Hollywood producing over 70% of global box office hits, and American studios winning most international awards, and American franchises like Marvel and Star Wars generating billions globally, and dominates music with American artists topping charts in almost every country, and American genres like hip-hop and pop and rock being adopted worldwide, and American streaming platforms like Spotify being filled with American artists and dominates television, with American shows being remade in dozens of countries, and American streaming services producing content that's watched globally, and American formats like reality TV and late-night talk shows being copied everywhere, and dominates fashion with American streetwear brands being worn by young people globally, and American casual style replacing traditional dress in many contexts, and American trends being set by celebrities and influencers, and dominates social media with American platforms like Facebook and Instagram and YouTube and TikTok being the primary channels for content, and American influencers having global followings, and American memes and slang spreading worldwide. And this cultural dominance has profound implications, because it shapes how people around the world think about success and relationships and identity and freedom. And even people who resent American political power still consume American entertainment because it's genuinely more appealing than alternatives. And this soft power is in some ways more effective than military or economic power, because it operates through voluntary choice rather than coercion. And when people choose American entertainment, they're also absorbing American values and American perspectives and American ways of understanding the world. And this creates a form of cultural hegemony where American norms become global norms and American stories become universal. Stories and American dreams become everyone's dreams and understanding. These 6 reasons shows that American cultural dominance isn't about artistic superiority. It's about structural advantages that took over a century to build and that continue to compound. And even as other countries develop their entertainment industries, they're competing against a system that has overwhelming advantages in financing and talent and distribution and language and aspiration. And the result is that American culture will likely continue dominating global entertainment for decades to come, because the mechanisms that created this dominance are still operating and are actually getting stronger as globalization increases and as English becomes more widespread, and as American platforms control more of the distribution infrastructure. And this dominance is the result of deliberate choices and structural conditions that made American entertainment products nearly impossible to compete against on a global scale.